But I can tell you this right now, this is putting the biggest smile on my face. Look at this book. It's a book by Greg Bertish, who's no stranger to epic adventures, from tackling big waves to enduring 200-kilometer-long sailboat races. No challenge has been too great for this South African hero. And now, to inspire even more South Africans with his never-ending and never-giving-up attitude, Greg has written a children's book called The Little Optimist, which I hold in my hand. It tells the story of a little boat with a big heart. And like I said, man, it's got the biggest smile on my face right now.
I see that. I like it.
From the front to the back. I've just been reading every single page of it. But, I mean, big wave surfing and all the adventures that you've done before and writing a children's book aren't the likeliest of combinations. So what was your inspiration to write The Little Optimist?
Yeah, look, there is a connection. I actually come from being a child who was didn't have a lot of self-belief. I had bad acne. I wasn't a very good student. In fact, I was a terrible student. And I was all right at sport, but not fantastic. And, I think there are a lot of kids out there that I see and I've worked with over the years, especially in hospitals, who just need that kind of inspiration. And this little boat is just, it's called The Little Optimist. It is a real sailing dinghy called an Optimist that all kids learn to sail in. And I've turned it into a cartoon character so that kids can use that as a metaphor and use it. That doesn't matter if they're too short or too square or not so tall, that they can go on and be fantastic.
Absolutely. And I mean, given the challenge that you face as an adult, taking on these massive, epic odysseys, I mean, there's obviously lots of life lessons you've learned. How do you boil those down into a children's book so that when parents read this to their children, or when children read this themselves, that they actually understand the message?
I think, it does come from my heart. Because I've spent so much time, and I had a tropical bacteria that I picked up while traveling, and I spent 200 days in hospital, and that's where I learned, I found these kids and I started working with them and people going through recovery, and I realized a lot of these sick and poor kids have nothing to live for. They have no passion. They have nothing to get out of hospital for. Wow. I had the ocean. And I had sailing and I had surfing. And I want these kids to find something. And the whole big picture is that we're starting a sailing program with Little Optimists that are being donated. Wonderful. And we're going to get these kids out of hospital and kids out of the townships and kids who need to find a passion and a skill and get them to learn to sail.
So this is just the start. And looking at the back of the book, it says here 40% of the profits are donated to the Little Optimist Trust, or one of our partner charities. Tell me about the charitable angle that's involved in the book.
Yeah, I think, look, it's all about charity. My big aim was to get 5,000 books, and that I've printed 5,000, but for every book that we sell, another book is printed and donated free to sick children and kids in disadvantaged areas. So my whole aim is to get 5,000 books into kids' hands, kids in the townships, kids in hospitals, in orphanages, so that a nurse, a caregiver, a mother can read this story to them in their native language. They're just being printed now in Afrikaans and Xhosa, so they will be distributed out into those areas that need them. And I want these kids to realize and learn that it doesn't matter if they're poor, sick, small, green, black, blue, that they can go on to achieve great things.
That's really cool, man. So what's next? You've written a children's book. What's next?
Oh, I can't tell you that, but definitely some more children's books. There's going to be a series of them, and each one will teach a message to kids. And I just want, instead of just a plain old Mickey Mouse, I want these kids to learn about the Little Optimist, a little guy with a huge heart, a little person doing amazing things, and see that they too can do it.
Love it, man. Thank you so much. Inspirational stuff here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So go out there, get the book. It's called The Little Optimist, the story of the little boat with a big heart. And you heard about all of the good things that are being done with the book, further than just having the book for yourself and reading it for yourself and your children. Right now, let's chat to our parenting expert, Nikki Bush, who's here to give us some very, very worthwhile advice on how you can best prepare your children for the future.